Let's put everything together and develop this interesting shopping list application. In this application, we will use message box and read the user response in the program, and then our program will decide what to do based on the user input or user response. For example, we have a file menu. Here we have only one option, exit. When you choose to exit or close the application, a message box will come for the confirmation. Do you want to close the application? When you choose a no option, nothing will happen, whereas the yes option gonna terminate this application or close this application. In the description, you will provide the name of the item you wanna buy, for example, egg, organic. In the amount area, you will choose the amount. For example, I wanna buy 20 eggs and the unit is pieces. Let's add the item to the shopping list. I also wanna buy milk, so let's add a milk. And let's say to liter, the unit should be liter and add. In my shopping list, I have two items. Both items are for save in the list collection, and from that list collection, the items are placed in this list box control. So that means we have a data source connected to the list box. In order to delete any item, user must select the item first. If user does not do that, our application will display a message here. So select the item first and now press the delete button. And here we will also display a message box, a confirmation message box. Do you really want to remove the item? When you click no, nothing will happen. But when you click yes, the item is removed from the list. So you see the smart use of the message boxes in this application. And our application looks more professional and interactive. So let's start the development. Here we have an empty form. The title of the form is shopping list. So let's put all the necessary control and design the GUI. Let's start with the manage script. Here we have manage script. Put on the form. We will only work with the file menu, and the only sub menu under the file is exit, right? After that, we will grab a group box to define the input area. That should be the size of the group box. We don't need to change the name of the group box. We won't be using its name in the code. The text can be item description. Now inside the group box, we need some controls. We need two labels to label our checkboxes. The first label, we have the second label, the first label as a title or the text. Description, the second one has a text. Amount. And now we need checkboxes. The first checkbox for the description, and the second checkbox is for amount. And to select the unit, we will use combo box, drag a combo box like this. And now we need two buttons, one for add and one for delete. Drag a button. I'll simply copy and paste, make a copy, one for add and one for delete. And now we need a listbox control to display the items. This is our listbox control. And finally, we need a label control to show an error message. We will put the label control at the bottom. So this is our application interface. Let's start with the naming. The first checkbox, the name should be TBX item. The second checkbox is amount. For well-known TBX amount, here we have a combo box. It will have all the units. We can call it combo units. This is the first button for adding. BTM add is the name, and the text on it should be add. Let's select the second button. It will have remove text on it, and the name is btn remove. Now select the list box. We can call it lvx shopping list. And on the list box, we will change some of the properties. For example, the font. We are going to change the font to Korea Neon and the font size 10 pixels. And I think we don't need to change or update any other property on the list box. Now select this label. This label is for the error message. Name it accordingly, LVL error. We can leave the text as it is. We will update the text from the code. Auto size is polls, and now the dock property. We're gonna dock it to the bottom. Here we have our label and the text align. Here we have the text align uh, in the middle. And to make it look like an error, we can change the back color, for example, a red color like this, and the fore color. The text color should be white, right? So this is our application interface. All the controls are named properly, and it's now time for the coding. We will first code the exit operations. So click on the file menu, double click on the exit to give it a click event. Let's double click it. And here we have our exit click event. Now, whenever user clicks on the exit option or the exit menu, we will display a message box and will ask for the confirmation. And get a message box result in a dialog result variable. Let's say the user response. Now display a message box, show method, and prepare a method box. Do you want to exit the application? Question mark. The second parameter is warning. The third parameter is button. We will choose only yes and no. The third parameter is message box icon. Let's say warning, and the default one. The last one is the default one. We can make no the default button, right? So message box has only two options, yes and no, and whatever the user may choose, we are capturing the response in this variable. When the user chooses option no, we don't need to do anything. But if the option is user response is dialog result of yes, then we must combine application, and for that we can call application exit. That's it. Exit option is now programmed. Let's run the application and try it out. So here we have our applications. Click on the file, select exit. Here comes the message box. I don't wanna close the application, so I will choose no, nothing will happen. Now click on the file again, choose exit. And now I will choose yes, application will terminate. But one more thing we forgot is this label box. This should be hidden and will only come forward when there is an error. Okay, we are going to fix it later on. Okay, so let's click on the yes. You will see application is terminated, right? So here's the label box. Select the label control. Down there we have visible, so we can turn the visible to false. And now we will initialize our application with the initial data. We need to initialize a combo box and bind a data source to the list box control. And we will do that in the form load event. So let's double click on the form to create the form load event. So here is our form load event. And you might already have seen I have created a array for all the units, a string array. All these values are for the combo box, and this string list is our data source, right? So in the form load, we will first initialize the combo box. We have a combo units, items, add range, and we will assign the array units. And right after initializing combo box with values, we can choose one value as a default value. Let's say a value at index 5 is a default value. So which value is at index 5? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this one is at index 5. The kg is at index 5. And now we are going to bind the data source, right? Bind the data source. So on our list box, we will simply call the data source property and will assign our shopping list collection to it. At the same time, we can figure out our method which update the GUI. It GUI, sorry, GUI. And that method, as you know from the previous lectures, will detach and attach the data source list. It will simply refresh the data on the GUI. LBX data source, and then shopping it. We need to update our GUI on two different places when we add data or when we remove data. So let's run the program and say if a combo box is initialized with all the units or not. And so this is the output, right? Combo box is initialized and kg is the default unit. If I open the list, here you can see all the units. Let's now figure out the add function. Now double click on the add button to create the event. So here we have our add button event. You will simply read the information from the text boxes, the combo box, tbx, item like this. Amount is a number, so we can use a double type variable. Amount, you need to parse it from the string representation to the real number. tbx, amount, text, and now the unit. String unit, combo units, selected items to string. That's it. Now these variables need to be validated. They must have some data. We cannot accept empty variables. So let's do the validation. First one, item. The amount variable is double type and we cannot check it using the string. So we remove the amount from here. Instead, we can use the try parse method to validate the amount variable. Let's say amount is 0. So if the amount of a variable has the true value, that means amount is fine, amount is okay. Now we can put amount okay variable to extend our if statement. So when they come inside the if statement, that simply means everything is fine and we can save the data in this collection list, right? So we're going to create a row of the string row like this. First, we will have the item. We display the item, and then we'll display, let's say, a tab or three tabs. And after that, we will show the amount, space, and then we will show the unit. This information we will simply save in our shopping list row. And as we update our shopping list, we add or remove anything, we need to update the GUI. And for that, we already have a method update GUI. Our add operation is also began. Let's run the application and check the output. Insert the item, let's say egg, organic, 20 eggs, and the unit is pieces. Now you can see the item is added. Let's say rice, 5 kg, the unit is kg, and the item is added, right? Perfect. And now we will click on the delete option. So let's double click on the remove or delete button to create the event. In the delete option, we will also use the message box. Let's get the selected index of the row from the list box. And that index shouldn't be -1. It's not equal to -1. And here we're going to figure out the delete operation. And if user does not select the row and try to delete any item, we will display the message in the error label box. Is you must select an item to delete it. And we remember the label control is disabled or hidden. So we need to turn the visible property to true. So when we come inside the if block, that simply means user have selected a row to delete. And here we will once again show a same message box. I am going to copy this entire, not this piece of code. Even in the delete operation, we can change the variable name. Let's say delete confirmation. And if the delete confirmation equals dialog result of yes, that means we are good to delete the item. To delete the item, we have index in our program on our shopping list. We will call remove add method. Into that method, we provide index. And once again, when we add and remove anything in the in our generic list, we need to update the GUI. That's it. So our delete operation is also figured. Let's run the program and check the output. Here we go. Add some item, for example, milk, organic, 5 liter, add now rice, let's say 10 kg. And now we will try to remove it. Select a row, milk organic, remove. As you can see, a message box for the confirmation. If I choose no, nothing will happen. Let's try to remove it again. Message box with the confirmation. Now I will choose yes, and the product is gone. The item is gone. And when we try to remove or delete a product without selecting a row, our program will display a message, an error message here. Let's do that. And here you see the error message. And when we select the row again, this error message should be gone. We will fix this bug, otherwise our delete operation is working perfectly fine. In order to reset the error message, we will assign selected index change event to our listbox control. So let's assign event, double click. So whenever the index is changed on the listbox, we will update our error label control. We will hide it and will empty the text. That's it. Now our application is fully programmed. We can run it one last time and check all the functions. Let's start with the products. For example, egg, patty in pieces, and milk 3 liter, and rice 5 kg. Let's try to remove without selecting any row. Here comes the message. Now select a row. The message will disappear. Now we can remove any item. Here comes the message box for the confirmation. I will select yes and the item is gone. Now select the file menu and choose exit, and our application simply terminates. Right? So my friends, that was an interesting application, and we tried to apply several concepts we learned in this course. We have almost reached to the end of this course. One last thing which I want to teach you is to work with the multiple form controls. As you can see, we have been working with only one form control, but we can have more than one or several forms in a single application. In the next lecture, which is the last lecture of the course, I will show you how to work and handle multiple form controls.